got a chat message posted. We've got Lambda moderation in effect. Now we're going to move on to manual chat moderation. So we've talked about automated chat moderation. Obviously that works. Should be used in conjunction with kind of a two-pronged approach. To do that, I'm going to change the message handler. And I want to add, I'm doing this, number one, so I can add an icon so that the moderator has something to click and just delete a message. Number two, so that I can add the message ID to each message so that we know which messages we need to delete, right? So because manual moderation, the message has already made it through for whatever reason. If somebody got creative and used a lowercase l instead of a capital I, you know, whatever. And somehow they've made it past our amazingly complex automated moderation Lambda function. So here, what we want to do is add the message ID to the div that contains our message. This way, when we get an incoming moderation message, we know which item to either delete or modify. Now let's add a button. So we'll call it a delete icon. And I have some CSS classes set up down in the style block that will help style this and make it a little prettier. Role equals button. And we will use I believe that's the times symbol. I believe. We'll see. And that should be good. And now I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to add a switch because in anticipation of the eventual moderation messages that are going to come in, they're going to also come in as a message. So we need to handle those differently because a message, a moderation message is a event. It's not a message. So what we want to do here is listen for messages and handle them as messages. So I'll paste that back in. Also add a case for events. Moderation events will be handled differently. We'll populate that in a minute, but this just gives us the flexibility to add it in when we get there. So let's save that. Generate a token, reload, and all right, perfect. So we have our delete icon for our moderators. And I should also mention here, your token contains your capability. So everybody needs send message so they can send messages. Moderators need to delete messages, the delete message capability, and to disconnect users, the disconnect user capability. So just looking at the source here, you can also see that that message ID is associated in a data element attribute on our chat row. What we need to do now is listen for that delete. And I'm going to cheat here because we're running short on time. And I'm going to run over to the solution and I'm going to copy and paste that. I've got this click handler. We'll come back here and we will paste that down here. So let's go over that quickly. So I'm attaching a listener to the chat div. That is the div that contains everything, right? And the reason I'm doing this is because right now nothing exists, right? No, there's no chat messages to delete. But every time they come in, we're adding that new span with a class of delete icon. So through event bubbling, we can attach the listener to the parent div and then listen for clicks on all of the children. So even the children that don't exist yet, including the ones that will be created when our event messages get posted. In our handler, just check class list contains delete icon, and we know that this is a click event on a delete icon. We get a reference to the div. We grab that message ID that we just looked at. We craft a payload using the action of delete message, passing it the ID and giving it a reason. And then we send that on the connections. So if we save that, reload the page, grab a token, paste it in, send a message, click delete. All right, so I clicked on that, and you could see now here, we get logged a new item incoming in our message handler. This one has an event name of AWS delete message. This is how we handle the manual moderation. So let's hop back to the code. Let's scroll up here and we'll copy and paste this over to here. When a new message comes in, if the message event name is delete message, we're going to search our chat container for a div containing that data message ID. And we're going to, in this case, replace the inner HTML with the message.attributes.reason. All right, that should work. We should be there now. Get a token, reload, paste, test, send, delete, removed by moderator. Perfect.